Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Arrow Season 8, Episode 4, Present Tense, because everyone is in the present. Present tense is what I guess that means. There will not be a Flash reaction this week, and I'm sorry this episode is late. Yesterday I sat down and started reacting to the Flash, and I just came this wave of feeling really awful, so nothing came of that reaction, but Arrow, I waited 24 hours, I'm feeling much better, and I'm ready to watch this episode, and after the way the last one ended, I think we were all been desperate for this episode, so yeah, I don't want to wait any longer. Let's go.
Thanks for
It's going to be really interesting for John because he doesn't know Connor is going to become his kid. So ready for this. Here we go, here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Mia.
Oh.
Dad.
He's got no idea.
Those are my kids.
Oh god, those are my kids.
How is this real?
Good question.
Oh.
Remember, it's Connor.
Oh, sweetheart, it hasn't happened yet for him. It's the
In
past.
the past.
Yep.
Staring at our dad.
Yeah.
Alive.
Yep.
Instead of at his tombstone.
Oh god. This is too much.
It's 2019. What year is it supposed to be?
Yep.
2040.
I'm so here for this.
You didn't throw up like you usually do. Just saying.
Good point.
Those kids have 20 years of stuff we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to be able to ask them?
And they just watched your baby girl die.
Space. Then when they're ready, they'll open up.
All of us learned so much.
Or Zoe. What game is he playing?
Oh, baby. Zoe's dead and JJ's evil, and I'm worried he has brought him here
I always stop with
to
God.
distract them.
Working on it. 5? And you're not gonna fuck him. Mia?
I mean, she's going to consider it.
No,
You should tell Diggle to do things differently.
don't tell anyone anything.
Are you serious?
She's right.
You've got to tell them so that they can change things.
Honest.
Not for them, they can make it better, Mia. Oh, these kids.
Exactly like it. And
Your
we made
parents.
Work out.
because I died.
Oh,
We don't know
God.
exactly. Grew up with each other.
No, sweetheart.
Actually,
We met like last
me and I
few months ago.
just found out about each other recently.
Everything he didn't want to happen.
And never saw you again.
Yeah, after you died, it was just me and Mom at the cabin.
Oh god, this is horrible.
Can you catch me up to speed or?
In 20 years,
Oh,
it doesn't really work that way.
Mia, it wasn't his fault.
Please make yourself at home, okay?
This should have been their family home, and I really want it to be. It's different because he has memories of Oliver. He knows Oliver from like 20 years ago, but
This is.
I think you need to just make everything different, please. I'm glad that Oliver has come so far. Like, his first instinct is to bring people in, and
That's phenomenal. That's.
he's so proud father, and he wishes he gets to see it. And
There's something I should tell you.
okay,
I'm
Oh.
gay.
he never got the chance to come out to his father before because his father wasn't there.
Anybody I know.
Oh,
You know? Yeah. Felicity and I knew. And we just.
he didn't get the chance to come out to him in the
I
past.
clearly didn't get that chance. And that's on me.
Oh, Oliver, it's not your fault, okay?
We all have the chance to get to know each other now. We'll come around.
She will.
She can be a little bit stubborn and
Like her father and her mother.
hard to reach sometimes.
Shocker. Where'd she get that from?
I guess.
Oh, goodness. I'm not going to survive this. The Deathstrokes are here. It says JJ. You're not welcome here. Or is this like present day Deathstroke? Like his son?
That he's better in the future?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
No.
This is someone new.
You know who it is.
Wall Street type, and those guys are easy to hate. They're all bad.
Is it playing her?
Say what? Please tell me Zoe is too. How is
Oh,
Zoe?
no.
Are you guys still friends?
Oh, God.
Yes, she's.
You've got to tell him the truth. I don't know how they can tell him the truth, but the rest of the truth they should say. And he would be proud.
To be back. Wait, those are the kids from the future. Those are definitely the kids from the future. Excuse me. We're gonna...
Let them work.
Wait, but I just got
Oh,
anything about my beard.
Good to see you, Chris. Your kid looks tremendous, okay? And
Yes.
look, another-
she's just like you, Ollie. She'll come round.
Definitely believe that is your daughter. Which I'm a little upset you didn't tell me about her, but that's okay. I forgive you.
Which is what we're doing now.
Yep. Is there a monotone and an anti-monotone? So is the one with Oliver could be
Any of us is
good?
in my hands.
Cool. Yeah, you guys, I got it.
Brother for JJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to tell them so they can do things differently this time.
Canaries?
Forget it. What do you got?
You're very bad at this, not telling them what happens. Do not tell them any of the important stuff.
Is there something else you recognize?
It's JJ. No. You have to tell them. Maybe they'll fix it.
Avenge those.
You are so like your father, but you should really tell them. Oh dear. I don't think leaving William on his own is a good idea. Either don't bring him. Oh dear. Mia. Oh great. Let's hope Oliver's been tracking them somehow, I don't know.
Oh, crap.
It's not JJ.
JJ, answer me.
It's just the present day people.
What the hell, JJ?
So JJ isn't back at all, but they...
Last a few seconds.
Boom. And now the kids have a lot of explaining to do.
What's going on here?
You've got to tell them now.
Talking about.
You've got to, they know.
Told me JJ was fine.
He lied, didn't he, to try and protect you?
William.
Oh, they have, they're just, it's all coming out now.
And I'm done holding on to this.
Oh,
Future Star City is a terrible place.
yep,
It's run by gangs, politicians too.
yeah,
Does that include me?
yep. I mean, you ultimately make the right choice. He killed Zoe.
Was with Mia. JJ killed her.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, Renee.
Just how do you live with this knowledge that it's right that they told them, but at the same time it's just distraught. Oh god.
Renee, my son's a murderer, Renee. A murderer.
And he's 5. Well, don't become a corrupt politician, and that would be a good first step.
You sooner.
Then tell me now, Connor.
Oh, don't be angry at him.
If I had been a better son, JJ would
It wasn't your fault, sweetheart.
Still be alive.
Done nothing but lie to me.
Whoa! Of course they have. They come back from the future,
What
John.
do you want me to say?
Was that good news? Are you glad he told you? Does it make you feel better?
I'm gonna go check on Renee.
Good idea. Mia, do not do anything rash.
How can you
Oh.
not like mid-ship?
How do you live with that knowledge, other than just changing things? How I'd leave Star City.
Every morning knowing how many days we have left together.
I try to change what happens.
Exactly.
Every single day.
Don't let the city, don't wall off the glades, for one thing.
Here to help.
You know, I survived my whole life without you.
It wasn't his fault and it kills him, Mia.
About that right when you left me and Mom alone in that cabin.
They need to work through this, awful as it is.
Abandon us.
It's like I learned to live without you.
Mia. It's so hard because all her life she'd have been desperate to see him. When you saw kind of on her face when she saw him, it was that rush, but there's so much bad emotions to go through, so many awful feelings to feel like, did he abandon them, etc. And
Beginning of the future.
oh, we don't like the future, let's abort.
No,
Yes.
this was on me.
You did
Be
pick her to blame.
better, do different.
Think about Andy. How I failed him.
Oh god, yeah.
Now let's be our best.
Yes, thank you, Dinah. I never normally agree with you, but this, yes.
Vengeance and getting it, it doesn't do anything but cause you more pain.
So you're an expert.
This is a weird different type of vengeance. This is like vengeance that could potentially stop the thing from happening in the first place.
This moody, fruity thing when I'm problem solving.
Hmm.
It made her stay.
We're gonna put her in timeout.
You have kids in the future? Oh God, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kids are a miracle or whatever. But I was actually, Dad, I am glad that you're in my life. Then,
And now,
And now.
God, these two just set me off.
and Mia will be too.
I like your look, Curtis.
Version. Good news is, and I use that term very loosely.
I'll never let it happen.
Exactly. We're gonna fix that bloody future because it's awful. But we can keep the kids we like. Rest in peace, Zoe. Yeah, I'd like her to be here too, but just... If Mia and Oliver hug later, I will die.
Close, please.
What?
The Shawshank Redemption. Are there no movies in the future?
Curtis!
That would be like, just what happens to television? Oh dear. Trap? Or is he recording his little video?
For a sec.
He's got a bomb in him. Oh dear. Bomb on his chair. Where did he have that hidden? Was it under the chair too?
Where'd you learn that?
You.
Hope Smoke 2.0.
Ooh, that was cool. The best family bonding takes place in strange alleys while you fight. God, I miss you. Gonna do it? He's still got... No? Were there any other bombs? Because if there were, they've just gone off.
I'm not letting you do this.
He's your dad.
You're not going anywhere.
Chip him.
Here's hoping.
Just make sure when you adopt Connor, you keep an eye on both sons and you make sure JJ still feels loved.
You guys really held your own tonight.
Proud dad.
Worry about fabric, so I'm just gonna go.
Thank you.
I just want them to hug. And I want them to hug through all the hugs. I'm sorry.
You,
My
my
family.
family, son.
This is what he wanted you to say. Oh god.
I really am.
It's nothing of it is your fault, sweetheart, okay?
We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah. That was close enough for a hug.
In like a baby Hitler kind of way? Not all of the future was bad, right?
Yeah, just don't be corrupt. Don't wall off the glades.
You've lost people, right?
Yeah, too many.
Oh. She needs her dad.
I can help you with that, Mia. If you'd like.
Yeah. Just don't do what you did before, okay? Don't wall off the glades and prioritise it. Help the glades, you know, give them the resources they need.
Okay, this is the best late night snack I've ever had.
What?
Yeah. He just gets to spoil his children, oh my god. Do not ruin my children's spoiling times.
Russia.
That time he headed off to Russia, isn't it? Visiting everywhere that's important to the show.
Human would actually wear something so ridiculous.
That's the power to restore it.
Laurel. I mean, that would be good.
Betray Oliver Queen.
Laurel, we have not come this far for you to do this, okay? Okay, so the episode was actually really beautiful in a lot of ways, and it was as emotional as I hope it would be, and I'm just so excited for these last episodes. I've always have been so excited about Arrow. I've loved Arrow. It's ebbed and flowed, but I've always loved it. And knowing the final season, I knew they weren't going to pull any punches, and then this just... you know, I mean, I feel as well like Mia's definitely going to stay in the present, isn't she? Because the Canaries show we're going to get, which I'm not sure whether or not I'll be watching it, but the Canary show I presume is going to be set in 2019. They're setting up the Canary Network, which also makes me feel like Laurel isn't going to betray everyone, because I don't think they'd then welcome her back into the Canaries if she went evil again. So I have faith in you, Laurel. But yeah, just everything about it, because just each of those kids has such a complicated relationship with the parent they've come back to, even if you include Zoe not being there. And I know some people were theorising that this would be what caused Renee's shift with Dinah. He's not wanting, because he didn't want, but that doesn't seem to be so far. He was like, oh, you should definitely start the Canaries, and I'm not going to stop you training with her. So that's already a shift, isn't it? You know, he's already changing things. And I just think if they could be more specific, if they can say things like, from what we've gathered, you wouldn't let Zoe be a Canary, you wouldn't then Renee can, when he gets faced with the choice of, we've got a great idea, let's wall off the glades, he can say, oh, that's a really bad idea, because, you know, just, I think, like, there's hope for the future, and that makes me so happy, because every single character was miserable in the future. I mean, there's hope Roy can not just spend 20 years on an island. Like, how miserable was that? Because the minute he came back in the future, he didn't have any of his anger issues, I don't think. So, you know, I want them all to be happier. Roy can go join Thea's League of Heroes, you know, he can be like her companion, he can be like a consort. She rules over her League of Heroes. I actually would, I mean, I'm looking at the Canary show would be great and everything, but what I would thought would be so perfect would be if Mia joined Thea, and then we could have a League of Heroes TV show. That would be everything for me, and those two together would have such an interesting dynamic. But just everything about all of this is so much. But there's real hope for me that they're going to change the future, and in my head, they are changing that future. You can all think what you want. No one is changing what happens. I don't care what they show me. They're changing that future, and it's all going to be better. And Oliver's going to get to raise Mia and William with Felicity in that nice apartment, and everything's going to be fine. But everything about it, just William, because he had this relationship with his dad, and then it was very complicated, and they never got a chance to resolve it all, which is always something that I found crushing. And now he has that chance to be an adult, to be someone in his early 30s. Count my 13 out of 21. Yeah, I can do maths. You know, he's in his 33, 34. He's grown up. He's can look back. I think when you're an adult, you can see things differently to when you were a kid, and just him getting to sort of be with his father and reconfirm everything he believes about him and just be there. And he got to come out to him, and Oliver got to be supportive. Like, he will be again when child William does it, if he needs to. Don't always, I mean, I feel like maybe we could just start bringing home boyfriends and girlfriends and it being fine, but, you know, that was a really big moment for him, and that was really beautiful that it got to happen. And then Mia, she's so like Oliver and so like Felicity, and she's got all their best qualities and all their worst qualities in a way. You know, kind of, I got her, because the minute she saw him, there was so much love and shock, and kind of that, the look on her face was like, it's my dad. But then all those bitter feelings that she struggled with, the fact that she didn't have him in her life, and all these feelings of abandonment, it's really messy with things like that. With parents, it can be such a messy and sore subject, but she really struggled with that this episode, and Oliver didn't handle it that well, but because Oliver was really struggling, because Oliver's already been struggling with the guilt of leaving his family behind, the fear that it's not the right thing to do. So when you have your child in front of you, throwing that in your face, how do you respond to that? And I think that they both, in this very supernatural situation, they were both behaving very realistically and very naturally, and my heart went out to both of them, and so that's why I'm really glad at the end he got to give them the waffles and everything got to start being lovely. And I'm really excited to see more of them all together as the show goes on, and Oliver's going to be fine, because I will fight if he's not and rewrite it in my head. I've done that before, Merlin, you can see behind me, I've rewritten the ending of that show. All is good in the world. So yes, that was really beautiful. And then Connor and Diggle, that's an even more difficult one, because, you know, Diggle's met him like once. I don't know if Connor had been in it before, obviously his father had. And Diggle, I think he's promised he'd look out for the kid, but he hasn't adopted him yet. So as far as he's concerned, he has one son and one non-existent daughter. And then to kind of meet this kid who calls you dad and has this deep bond and love for you, but you've just met him and you told him he was brave or something, you know, like it would be a real, and then when you find out from him that your other child, as far as you're concerned now, the only child you have, is going to be evil, and it's kind of down to your parenting or whatever. I got why Diggle was, I didn't like Diggle being angry with him and he got cross him for lying, because they've just come back from the future, it's going to be weird, but at the same time, I understood that, again, he was behaving like a human, and at the end I love that they both apologised. I mean, Connor, there wasn't too much for him to apologise for, but he felt like he had to, and then, you know, Diggle called him son and said he was his family, and just, that was really beautiful. And I love Dinah. She's been a character that's irritated me quite a bit, I'll be honest. I tried sort of not to mention it because I don't like mentioning that, but this episode I thought Dinah was amazing. I loved her confidence that no, we're going to change, like the way she's going to cope with everything is be convinced we're going to change it, and I think that's so important, because when they know things that went wrong, the Glades was walled off, cops became corrupt, politicians became corrupt. Just don't do that. You know, going forward, they've got a roadmap of key moments not to do. John knows that, yeah, okay, when he adopts Connor, Connor's going to struggle, Connor's going to be rebellious and all those things he's told him, but just make sure that JJ feels loved and feels just as much part of the family, because I think that is a thing, you know, I assume, I mean, until I was 21 I was an only child, so I don't really have much experience with siblings, but you have to make sure each kid feels the same amount of love, and each kid is, if you're spending a lot of time with one child, make sure you also spend time on that child. And now that he knows that, he can make sure JJ's, I mean, he probably thought, oh, JJ's a good kid, JJ knows I love him, you know, JJ can see Connor's acting out and that's why I'm doing this with him. So I think hopefully Diggle and Lila can do better going forwards than they have in the past. And just, that was all so much. I actually quite like that JJ wasn't brought back. When they were Deathstrokes, I thought that was going to be him, like they did, but I like that it was just the original Deathstrokes, and maybe we've taken that off the playing field, maybe they've already shifted the future, unless he's just going to escape again in the future. But I'm so excited for where this show is going to go next. I've always enjoyed the future plotline, but I always struggle with it because it was so miserable to think that this was the future for these main characters that we followed for all these years, and also it didn't tie in relevantly, whereas now it's so relevant, and all the backdates, all the stuff that happened with them in the past, future, is all relevant now, and I'm just so excited. And I'm still kind of confused, I'm meant to be, so I'm not like, about the Monitor, because I feel like I've heard that the villain is the anti-Monitor. So is Manu Vu, whatever his name is, the Monitor, good, and then there's an evil one that looks the same, like, why is he wanting her to betray Oliver Queen? Is it because Oliver is going against him now, or is it that part of the plan will need to be that she betrays Oliver and then that triggers this to happen, which means this happens, you know? Is it going to be something like that where he actually is doing all of this for the good? I'm still very intrigued. I'm so scared for Crisis. I'm so ready for it. I'm so excited for it. But as we get closer and closer and closer, I'm kind of like, but if Oliver's going to die and everything's going to be terrible, maybe I don't want it. Maybe he could maybe not have the Crisis. Oh god, just Oliver Queen is still a character. I adore him so much. I have since season 1, but he's just grown so much as a character, and this season you can really see how he responds to situations. Obviously he still doesn't get everything perfectly because he's a human, but he just has grown so much, and how he handles certain things and the way he phrases things. It's just, he's grown and he's come so far, and I'm so proud of him. And I'm just really loving this season of Arrow so much. It makes me even sadder that it's ending. You know, some of the last seasons have been not my favourite seasons of Arrow, so it kind of was more like, oh, okay, if it ends, maybe it's time. But now with this season, I'm like, but stay forever, I love you. So yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you for watching.